Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. This time it's on the documentary Quiet on Set. So if you have not seen it, highly recommend it. I just finished it. It's about Nickelodeon, and it's about allegations against Dan Schneider and a lot of Nickelodeon shows, and there's a wild revelation about Drake Bell. I did a reading over a year ago on Jeanette McCurdy. I'll put a link to it up here. And it looks very much so like I may have predicted this documentary and the outing of a lot of things that went on.
Something about the creator is going to come out. And it's going to put pressure on all of the people involved in the show. There's something... I wonder if somebody might leak people who got paid off allegedly, or people who made money from that, whatever, or people who accepted money. I think this book is going to be a catalyst to other people saying things. It's only a matter of time.
Inside of that reading, there is a section that talks about someone being pitting Jeanette against another individual, which was also talked about in this documentary.
Jeanette thinks this girl's a liar, by the way, a pathological liar. She thinks that this girl is a pathological liar, and she's hated this girl for a long time because the Ace of Wands is reversed, the star's upright, and the moon. So to me, that's a celebrity, right? But we also see old issues, and we see the moon, which tells me you were born a liar, you've always been a liar, you'll die a liar. This is a grudge. And the other girl thinks that Jeanette's a bitch. And she thinks that Jeanette's jealous. That's exactly what this feud is. You want to know why, though? Do you want to know why? It's because this girl was fed lies about Jeanette and to this day believes them.
And a lot of people suspect that to have been or to be Ariana Grande. In my video, I talked about how it did look like this girl was sort of convinced that Jeanette was the problem and would learn the truth after a fall from grace or a setback for her.
One day, I think this girl is going to realize she was fed lies. Justice card is upright, which means things will rule in Jeanette's favor. And the Two of Pentacles is an even, equal exchange, and the Ten of Cups is upright, which is the happily ever after. It will rule in Jeanette's favor eventually. It will rule in her favor eventually because this girl will realize. She will realize. However, remember, there's the jealousy and the comparison. Remember that justice has to be delivered in order for her to get her vengeance, which means this girl will have a setback. And when she has that setback, she'll realize. I think this girl that doesn't like Jeanette, I think she's going to have to say something eventually. I don't think she's going to be able to be quiet forever.
It's very likely that that could have been Ari, because she has had a massive fall from grace and she has fell on her sword, and she's going through a lot of scrutiny right now. And so we'll kind of see what happens moving forward. I think for this reading, I'm going to look at the general energy and see what I can pick up. And I want to pull a card for a lot of the main characters in the cast. There's a lot I want to say about this topic, but I don't know if I want to put it in this video because, I'm not trying to get sued. So I'll try to keep it as simple as I can. So remember, these readings are all ledger for tippers only, and let's get started. Hopefully this video can stay monetized, but with these topics, you never know. So please, if you can, support me on my YouTube members. There's a $5, $10, $15 tier. Get access to exclusive pick a card, story times you can reading from me. And I also have a second YouTube channel that's non-tarot content, Antphrodite, TEA. All right, let's just get started. Let's just see what I pull for Dan Schneider. Oh, God. So watching the documentary, he gave me sociopath vibes, but I don't actually know because I don't know him. But okay. Dan shows up at the 10 of Wands, which is a burden. He has a lot on his plate. He's juggling a lot of things. The 9 of Pentacles is a relationship card, the connection we share to others. And the Queen of Cups is sometimes a water sign, but it's more of like it's a woman. It's feminine energy, and it's the apple to our eye. There's a lot of talks about him having favorites on set. Yeah, I can see that. But the 8 of Cups is about abandoning people, walking away. The 7 of Wands is someone that can't prove myself anymore, or is perhaps not an underdog. And the 7 of Pentacles is about comfortability. He has a habit of discarding people, getting very close to people and discarding them. This seems to be his MO, in my opinion. All alleged friendshippers only. Don't sue me. No facts here. All opinions. To me, this looks very much like someone who sucks the talent out of everything until it no longer exists and tosses it. And I watched his interview recently that he just uploaded today, actually, and he talks about a lot of remorse he has and regrets for his behavior in the past. So perhaps this is his behavior back then, and maybe he's not that way now. I can't tell you that. But I'm in the energy of the documentary. And so what I'm seeing here coincides with the time period of the documentary. So it does look like he had the mentality of, I'm going to milk you dry for all your talent and toss you. And so I do agree he had favorites. I do agree, that there seems to be some level of like, I'm just going to milk everything I can. But what's interesting here is Three of Wands reversed, the Six of Swords reversed, and the Devil card. This is what's very interesting. The Devil card is manipulation, right? It's negativity, it's toxicity. And the Six of Swords is about unwillingness to change. And the Three of Wands is about other people having to step in. Everyone walking on eggshells around him, not shocking. Everyone feeling like they have to do things to overcompensate, not shocking. I genuinely don't think that he understands some of the things that he was doing and the level of inappropriate or, toxic that they were. I don't think he understands or comprehends because other people were cleaning up his messes. I'm not trying to be rude, but he reads as an adult child. So if your mom cleaned up your garbage every single day, you wouldn't know how to throw out the trash because your mom did it. If your mom did your laundry every day, you wouldn't know how to clean the laundry because your mom always cleaned your laundry. That's what this is. Everyone just fixed things and just were like, he was the king. So they were just like, oh, we'll clean up his mess. Oh, we'll do this for him. We'll do this for them. I actually don't think that he realizes how protected he was. I don't think he realizes how many favors people were doing for him. I think because he catapulted to success so quickly and he got so much power so quickly, he didn't understand what it was like to not have that. His energy is, and you guys, again, this is just what I'm feeling. His energy is like, if I took you off the street and put you in a CEO position of a company and that's it. You got all the benefits of being the CEO and you never worked your way through the company. So you have no idea how anything runs. You have no idea the rules. You have no idea how great you have it. It's almost like he's a Nepo baby, right? Like how Nepo babies are just like handed things, right? That's what it's like. It's like he just, even though he got there through his talent, right? He clearly was talented and he had an eye for talent, right? His behavior is because he has no previous knowledge of what should be done or how things go. He also doesn't understand that that's not behavior he doesn't understand that his behavior is being compensated for by others because they have to. And so that's why he had an ego. That's why no one could talk to him. That's why when people brought things up to him, he would pass the buck and say, well, it's other people's fault or everything like that, because they created a monster. Everyone created a monster. And I'm not saying that he's not to blame for his own actions, but I'm saying, like, you guys want me to get in his energy. This is his energy. You want to know why he is the way he is. That's what the point of this video is to try to help you figure out, at least my opinion, of why he was why this monster was created and how this monster was created in terms of leading or ruling with an iron fist. I also do think that there's some allegations of his inappropriate behavior with some of the people on set. I'm not going to go too in depth with that because not my business, not trying to get sued. But I do think that if you were to sit him down, he doesn't see it the way you see it. Like, I'm in his energy, okay? So please don't come for me. I'm in his energy. He doesn't see it the way you see it. For him, he's like, well, yeah, I was obviously trying to help. Like, I was always trying to do this. Like, I'm doing this. Like, this is how it is. Like, that's just how it was. It's like everyone around this situation, including him, was conditioned to normal behavior that wasn't normal, but it was so common that it became normal, so they were conditioned to it. So he just doesn't see it the way everyone else sees it. That's just how it was. Like, that's how he thinks. That's just how it was. He's such a weird person. It's like his experiences are so unique that he thinks that it's the norm, but he's the abnorm. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's abnormal, but he thinks he's normal. He's like, well, yeah, this is how it is, and it's not how it is, but it is how it is for him because that's what happened because he was the king. Does that make sense? Like, that's what it is. So a lot of things that are deemed inappropriate by other people, he doesn't see as inappropriate because they were normal to him. Because he had nothing to compare it to. Ace of Swords reversed, 4 Cups reversed, and 10 of Swords. I just see him as very vindictive and very spiteful. Very vindictive and very spiteful. Yeah. And I see him definitely using money as a weapon. I mean, granted, most people in a position like that probably are like that, so I guess that's not super shocking to hear. But the Chariot and the 3 of Cups is reversed, which tells me he feels... I'm going to be very honest with you. Dan feels like this entire thing is people who are jealous and disgruntled coming for him. That's what he genuinely feels these days, is like everyone's disgruntled and jealous, and, you know, a lot of people are just mad they didn't get success or mad they didn't get that. That's how he feels, allegedly. That's my opinion. That's what I see here. With Chariot, he's kind of just like, why can't everyone move along? Why can't everyone move on? Like, yeah, it was like, I can see him in his mind's eye, just in my mind's eye, I can see him just being like, yeah, like, I get it was bad, but like, why can't people move on? Like, that was the times. Like, you're just mad that you didn't have that. You're just jealous of that. Like, it's almost like fascinating how delusional he is. Like, I'm kind of fascinated by the way in which his energy feels. It feels like completely diluted. Like, his perception of the events are just so different to everyone else. Like, what the fuck? Like, he lives in La La Land you did not live the same experience. You were not in the same plan. Like, he's in the same room as everyone else, but he's having a completely different experience. Like, in his energy, he's like, I really do believe him when he says he doesn't think he did anything wrong. Because I'm in his energy and I can see everyone else around him terrified, and he's just like, what's wrong? Why is everyone upset? He can't read people. Is he a sociopath? He can't read people. I'm like in a first person position in my mind's eye, and I'm looking and everyone is terrified, and he's just like, what is everyone upset about? You know how, like, when some people, like, have, like, a mental health issue and they, like, freak out and have, like, a nervous breakdown or whatever, they just, like, go crazy and they come to and they don't remember it? it's almost like he doesn't remember certain things that he's done. It's like he almost blacks out. And then I'm also feeling like he just can't read the room. Like he can't understand the experiences everyone else is having. Like I see him being like, this is funny. Everyone's laughing. I'll keep doing it. Bro, like, you know how like someone could laugh because they're scared? Like that's a fear response. For him, he equated laughing equals funny. You're having a good time. He doesn't comprehend that someone could be laughing out of fear. For him, it's very like almost robotic in which he's like, well, you're laughing, so everyone's having a good time. We're all laughing, so everyone's having a good time. He's not getting it. He doesn't get it. Oh my God. That's Amanda Bynes. He saw himself in Amanda Bynes. That's why she was his favorite, in my opinion, allegedly. He saw himself in Amanda. Temperance card reverse, Queen of Wands. This is Amanda. And the Page of Wands. He felt like, oh my God, you're just like me. And that's why he favored Amanda. Yep. I don't know if it has to do with her parents or just her talent or her energy. I'm not exactly sure. But he was like, I'm going to give you what I wish someone would have given me because I was you at your age. And no one noticed my talent. I'm noticing yours. You're just like me. There is the King and the Queen of Wands. Do you see how he's the king and she's the queen? And they're both of the wand suit, which makes me feel like it's a mirror. Like you're me, I'm you. I think that's also why a lot of the people felt uncomfortable with their connection because he saw them as equals. This is a man with a huge ego, a lot of talent, a lot of success, and he finds this girl who's extremely young and sees her as an equal. That's strange. But for him, he's like, you have what it takes. You're talented. You're going to be something huge. You're just like me. That's how his brain works. Full reverse, like you're going to grow up to be amazing. And I was that kid. I was that person. We're equals. It's weird. He sees her as like equally skilled, equally talented, treats her as an equal. This is fascinating to me because there are allegations of him not seeing women as equal to him in the workspace, but he sees Amanda as an equal to him. This man is very obsessed with talent, okay? Like his focus is on talent. Hardcore, like he's like super like, you're not talented, goodbye. Like it's, woo, okay. I want to pull individually for a couple of the people in the cast because he doesn't get it. I'm telling you guys, he doesn't get it. He doesn't see things the way you see things. He doesn't see things the way you see things. He just doesn't. He doesn't understand the dynamic. I also don't think he really understands the difference between like necessarily like dynamics between children and adults. Like for him, it's just talent. Like he's like so... There's a little bit of arrested development going on there. Okay, so I want to pull a card for a couple of the people that he employed. So first and foremost, I want to do Amanda again, and then I'm going to do... Well, I'll just pull them, and then I'll tell you who they are. Let me shuffle them. Amanda. I don't like the Lovers card. Okay. Miranda. Drake. Ari. Jamie Lynn. Well, we already know Amanda was his favorite, right? Lover's card. I've said this all the time. Lover's card is often a mirror. I say this all the time in my readings. Just further reiterates what I said, is that he felt like she mirrored him and that she was equal to him. I've said this before, and with the Lover's card all the time. It's a mirror. Sometimes Lover's card could also be a codependent relationship too. So some sort of like latching on to each other in a weird dynamic. So Miranda is the Nine of Swords, which is stress and anxiety. That's kind of being lost. I'm not familiar with Miranda. I didn't watch her show. But Nine of Swords often is someone who is kind of like either in their head or kind of like not catching on super quick sometimes. Not necessarily oblivious as much as like just takes a little bit, and maybe is analyzing things a little bit differently. And so for me, I feel like she just seems to be the type of person who's overwhelmed, overstimulated, and kind of a little bit like all over the place, with her thought process. So I think, the Nine of Swords is more of like robotic. So there's a feeling of like, almost like going through the motions in her energy. Like she just seems like someone who's just like going through the motions. Drake being the King of Cups reverse is also not shocking to me. Again, this man was allegedly brutally assaulted over and over again. So watch the documentary. But with the King of Cups being reversed, to say he was emotionally devastated and distraught and numb is an understatement. Completely numb. Like, honestly, emotionally damaged, King of Cups. Like, just not wanting to feel and wanting to run from his feelings, wanting to hide his feelings. He talked about this. It further confirms it. I also think the King of Cups reverse tells me he was yearning for someone to care about him. Now, for Ari, she's the Eight of Swords reverse, which is a victim of circumstance. Which makes a lot of sense when you look at how Jeanette was favored and Ari pulled ahead. The energy that is not being given from others is going to be directed to you, right? Opportunities will be given to you. Ari seems the type to... I'm going to pull extra. Yeah. So Ari, strength card, stubbornness, stuck in our ways. Four of Pentacles, a greedy, selfish card. Ten of Swords, betrayal. That is the energy of someone that will do whatever it takes to be successful and famous, which is very not shocking to me. That's what I've been seeing for a while. And I think that the set reflected that. That's how I feel. I feel like they were like, okay, you're ready to do what it takes. I'm going to, do what I need to do to get you to do what you need to do. Like, it just seems like, people knew what to do to get Ari activated. They knew how eager she was. They knew how she would do what it takes to get success. And they played her like a fiddle. That's why she's a victim of the circumstances, because they played her like a fiddle. Ari was a very useful tool, in my opinion, allegedly. I see Ari as a very great pawn. I look at this as like a chessboard. King. Queen. This one right here, pawn. Ari, to me, feels like a rook. That's the one that just goes straight or left, right? Where it moves as far as it needs to go, but only in a straight line. That's what she feels like to me. It's like a rook. Like she's our powerhouse to just knock everything out of the way in a straight line. Like that's our strong option. And then Jamie Lynn looks like the Three of Wands reversed, which now this is interesting. The Three of Wands being reversed is about, it's about other people. It's about getting caught in the middle. It's about being ostracized. But what's interesting here is, yeah, we all know she was hired because she was Britney's sister, right? We all get that, right? And they're, you know, they wanted the fame of Britney's sister to rub off on Jamie Lynn to make the show successful. Yeah, we get it. But what's interesting here is I'm seeing people feel sorry for her. Which I don't understand, because if we look, a lot of the girls on set said that she was like a bully or she was mean or whatever. But I'm seeing people coddle her and feel sorry for her. I'm seeing the dynamic be, oh, you know, everyone is against you, Jamie. Like, no one likes you, Jamie. Like, I feel so sorry for you. It's so hard. Like, your coworkers don't like you, Jamie. Like, I feel so bad for you. Like, why does no one like you? Like, that's so bad. Like, Eight of Pentacles reversed and Six of Pentacles is like, I think they're just mad because you make more money. I think they're just mad because you get more opportunities. Like, the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles reversed tells me that, like, I don't think anybody on the set thought she was the most talented, which is very interesting, right? We were looking at Dan Schneider as being someone who's obsessed with talent. Dan Schneider being obsessed with, like, you know, stuff like that. I'm seeing a lot of people being obsessed with talent. So it's really interesting that Jamie Lynn seems to be the only one on here that wasn't pulled in because of her talent. And I'm confused. I'm not saying she's talentless, because I don't think she's talentless, but that wasn't the focus for her. Why were they doing this? The moon is about lies, playing games. You know how I feel like it's like Jeanette and Ari were pit against each other? Jamie Lynn was pit against her coworkers. They fed Jamie Lynn one thing and her coworkers another. And I don't think, to this day, I don't think the girls really know this. I don't think Jamie Lynn has processed everything that's happened to her on set. And I also don't think that Jamie Lynn has put all the pieces together about all the lies that were fed to her and others. I don't think she's figured it out yet. I also don't think Jamie Lynn knows how to articulate herself properly. But what's interesting here with the moon, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Swords is that, oh my fucking God. Jamie Lynn knows how to keep a secret, and that was her value. This is the Spears family all over again. That's why the moon is there. Jamie can keep a secret. I can tell you a secret. It'll never tell anyone. It stays between the two of us. Two of Swords, Seven of Swords, reverse. You'll hold it in forever because you're afraid of failure and you're afraid to fail and your parents are putting pressure on you. That's exactly why Jamie Lynn was favored here, because Jamie Lynn can keep a fucking secret and Jamie Lynn can keep her mouth shut. And Jamie Lynn had experience in the industry. That's exactly why. That's exactly why. Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, and Two of Cups. I'm going to say this very clearly. Okay? And I know everyone hates Jamie Lynn, but I'm one of the only people that gives empathy to Jamie Lynn. And let me explain something to you. There are secrets that Jamie Lynn has that she's very tempted to keep with her and to the grave. Not just about her situations on Zoe 101, not just her personal life, not just her family, just everything. Jamie Lynn is very good at keeping secrets and keeping things under the rug because of the Spears family, like, trauma. And I think that's why she was favored, is because she's incredible at keeping a secret. There's a part of Jamie Lynn that is comfortable with people being a villain, with her being a villain. I'm not saying Jamie Lynn's a great person, okay? I'm not defending Jamie Lynn, but I'm letting you know that Jamie Lynn is like, whatever, I'm a bitch. It's fine. I'll be a bitch. I don't want to deal with this shit. It's easier for her to be mean than it is for her to process the secrets she keeps. Allegedly for entertainers only. And I don't think anybody but Jamie Lynn knows. The Two of Pentacles is, again, between you and I. So there are things that Jamie Lynn knows that nobody else knows. Her coworkers don't even know. I think that's why Jamie Lynn's so bitter and so angry at how mad they are at her. Because I think in her mind, she's like, if you only had any idea the things that I know, you would understand that this is not that bad. Get over it. Like, she's had to deal with much worse. So she's like, you have no idea what I've had to deal with. Like, that's what I hear her saying. Like, this is child's play compared to my trauma. Everyone deals with traumatic instances differently. And for her, she gets angry. She gets a little aggressive. She gets a little dominant. She's an Aries. That's what they do. So keep that in mind. Again, I try to show empathy to everyone involved. I do my best. I don't always succeed. I'm going to kind of leave this reading here. I am done. So, I don't know. If you want something else, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video on it. But I have a hard time believing this video is going to stay up, to be honest. I feel like I'm going to have to end up taking it down. But whatever. Remember, these are all alleged friend tapers only. Please don't sue me. Subscribe.